Imagine, if you will, the vast expanse of the cosmos, a canvas of swirling galaxies and ancient stars, each a point of light in an endless dance. Can you feel that subtle hum, that resonant vibration that permeates all of existence? It's a feeling, a whisper in the depths of your being, a knowing that something truly extraordinary is at hand, an invitation specifically crafted for you. You might have encountered whispers on the digital pathways, inklings of a super full moon, and perhaps the seductive promise of wealth beyond measure. It's true, the energy that will be unleashed during this time will be potent, transformative, and capable of creating real change in our lives. But what if that potent energy, that celestial surge, was more than just a cosmic lottery? What if it was an invitation to awaken, to shed the skin of limitations, and step into a life brimming with purpose, abundance, and profound meaning? This isn't about winning some elusive celestial prize. It's about aligning with the deepest, most authentic essence of who you are. So, take a deep breath, let your shoulders relax, and settle into this sacred space. Together, let us embark on this journey of discovery, not just of the cosmos, but of the vast and tamed universe within. The internet, it seems, has a particular fondness for stories of quick riches and the select few being blessed by some external force. Baba Vanga's prophecies, particularly the ones about certain zodiac signs becoming billionaires after this super full moon, have ignited a spark in our collective imaginations. And honestly, when I first heard about it, I was intrigued as well. There is an undeniable allure to the idea of being swept away by a tide of fortune, chosen by destiny, handed the key to effortless prosperity. However, in our rush to find that imagined shortcut to happiness, we can inadvertently bypass some of the most vital, most transformative lessons that life is constantly presenting to us. The ancient wisdom of the Buddhist tradition reminds us that true and lasting happiness doesn't come from external sources, such as material possessions or the admiration of others. It blossoms from the seeds of wisdom, compassion, and inner peace. These qualities cannot be bought, gifted, or won. They must be cultivated, nurtured, and allowed to flourish from within. Chasing after transient, external forms of validation can often leave us feeling empty, unfulfilled, and yearning for something more. This super full moon, it is true, is often presented as a pathway to abundance, but it's vital to understand that it's merely a facilitator, an amplifier of energies already in motion. It is up to us to define what kind of abundance we truly seek and to take the necessary steps to create it in our lives. We all hold the potential to connect with our higher selves, to realize our dreams, and to live with greater joy, meaning, and fulfillment. We must remember this. True abundance isn't measured in dollars or in fame, but in the depth of our inner joy, the strength of our loving connections, and the profound sense of peace that we carry within. So, as we delve into the energies of this super full moon, we shall endeavor to look beyond the fleeting surface and seek a path of true and lasting transformation, rather than chasing the ephemeral mirage of external validation. One of the most fundamental tenets of Buddhist philosophy is the concept of interconnectedness. It is a profound truth that underscores the fact that we are not separate entities adrift in the cosmos. Instead, we are all threads, intricately woven into the fabric of existence, each of us playing a vital role in the cosmic dance. What we do, what we say, what we think, and what we feel creates ripples that extend far beyond ourselves, affecting every corner of the tapestry in subtle, yet profound ways. This has vast implications, especially when we consider the powerful energy of this super full moon. It means that its influence is not merely something happening out there in some distant, detached place. It's an energy we are all actively participating in, a force that we, through our actions and intentions, are contributing to. This principle is intrinsically linked to the concept of karma, the immutable law of cause and effect. Our intentions, the seeds we plant with our thoughts, our words, and our deeds, create the fruits we eventually harvest in our lives. Karma, it is important to emphasize, isn't about reward and punishment or being good or bad. Rather, it's a reflection of the energy that we intentionally or unintentionally put into the universe. It's the energetic signature we leave behind. This super full moon is akin to a potent magnifying glass, amplifying both the positive and negative energies we have cultivated in our lives. If we choose to approach this time with fear, greed, with a sense of scarcity, then we will likely amplify those same negative qualities. However, if we choose to approach this with mindfulness, compassion, with a heartfelt desire to learn and grow, then we will undoubtedly attract more positive outcomes. The Buddha taught us that we all possess the potential for enlightenment, and that we have within us the power to shape our own reality. This super full moon is a powerful and timely reminder of that timeless truth. We are not merely passive observers, not victims of fate. We are active co-creators of our own destiny. How then can we approach this super full moon with the highest degree of mindfulness and intention? First and foremost, we must recognize that this isn't solely about the moon itself, about its celestial mechanics. Instead, it is a mirror, reflecting back to us the very essence of our own hearts, our minds, our deepest desires, and most challenging fears. It is an opportunity for profound self-reflection, a time to engage in some honest and perhaps difficult introspection. We must ask ourselves the vital questions. Am I truly living in alignment with my deepest values? Am I making a meaningful contribution to the well-being of others, to the planet, and to the collective good? Am I perhaps inadvertently holding on to negative emotions, outdated beliefs, or limiting patterns of thought? Am I living with a deep and abiding sense of purpose? The potent energy of this super full moon will illuminate these aspects of our inner landscape, those parts of us that are yearning for healing, growth, or a gentle adjustment. As we shine the light of awareness on the shadowed corners of our consciousness, we begin to free ourselves from those old patterns that are no longer serving our best interests. When we do this, we begin to perceive ourselves and the world around us in a completely new light, as more abundant, more promising, and filled with boundless possibilities. This isn't a time for passive observation, for sitting idly by and waiting for something to magically fall into our lap. Rather, this is a clarion call to action, an invitation to actively engage in the ongoing work of self-discovery and inner transformation. This involves consciously connecting with our intuition, learning to trust the inner guidance that is always available to us, and taking meaningful, purposeful action to create a life that truly resonates with the deepest truth of who we are. This is about transforming our perspective, working in collaboration with the universal energy that is readily available to all, so that we may all grow and live as the very best version of ourselves. Let me share with you a powerful and timeless parable from the Buddhist tradition, one that speaks directly to the transformative potential of how we can engage with the energy of this potent super full moon. Imagine, if you will, that you have been struck by an arrow. It's painful, isn't it? It stings, it aches, it creates a sense of unease and discomfort. This is what we call the first arrow, the inevitable pain, the unavoidable challenges and adversities that life, at times, throws our way. It's the suffering we all endure, in one form or another. But then, what happens next? What is our habitual reaction? Do we tend to wallow in the pain, allowing the mind to spin out of control with negativity, and begin to blame ourselves, others, or the very situation itself? That subsequent reaction, that negative spiral, is the second arrow, the one we so often inflict upon ourselves. And this second arrow, more often than not, is where the real suffering, the deep unease, and the overwhelming sense of unhappiness arises. The first arrow, the inevitable pain of life, may be unavoidable at times. But the second arrow, our reaction to it, is entirely within our control. The same profound principle holds true with this super full moon. We might experience unanticipated challenges, unexpected twists and turns, or perhaps a wave of negative thoughts and emotions. That is simply the first arrow. The key is to ensure that it does not trigger the second arrow, that reflexive reaction of self-doubt, fear, anger, or any other negative emotion. This involves cultivating the habit of mindful awareness, becoming a silent observer of our own thoughts and emotions, learning to recognize them for what they are: transient mental states that arise and eventually pass away. The first arrow, the circumstances of life, may indeed be unavoidable at times. But the second arrow, our internal reaction, is completely and utterly up to us. We can consciously choose to respond with mindfulness, with acceptance, and with a profound dedication to our own ongoing journey. By breaking free from those negative, habitual cycles, we begin to liberate ourselves from the shackles of self-inflicted suffering. This, in turn, allows us to cultivate greater peace, foster increased resilience, and consciously align ourselves with the positive, transformative energy of the super full moon. This is an essential teaching that we can all utilize, not only during this time, but also in all facets of our lives, so that we may consciously choose peace instead of suffering and joy instead of sadness. How then can we translate this ancient wisdom into our modern, often chaotic lives? It's not about making huge, dramatic gestures, but about implementing small, consistent shifts in our daily patterns, so that we may actively engage with the transformative energy of this super full moon. Here are several practical exercises that can help us begin. Mindful breathing. Carve out at least 10 minutes each day to engage in focused, mindful breathing. Inhale slowly, deeply, and exhale gently, observing the ebb and flow of your breath. Gratitude journaling. Before retiring for the evening, take 10 or 15 minutes to write down, in a journal, at least 3 things you feel genuine. Vision mapping. Use a vision board, a creative collage, or even a digital compilation to visualize your most cherished goals and deepest desires. Loving kindness meditation. Take at least 5 minutes each day to cultivate feelings of loving kindness for yourself, and then extend that same loving kindness to your loved ones, to people that you find challenging, and finally to the world as a whole. Daily intention setting. Each morning, take a moment to set a clear, positive intention for your day. Digital detox. Consciously limit your exposure to social media, television, and other forms of digital distraction. These practices aren't meant to be one-time occurrences. Rather, they are designed as a way to cultivate a more mindful, intentional, compassionate, and fulfilling approach to life. When implemented consistently, they can align us with the potent energies of this super full moon and transform our lives from the inside out. Now, let's address the conversation surrounding Baba Vanga's prophecies and specific zodiac signs. Yes, it is indeed tempting to focus on the idea that only certain people are chosen, while others are excluded. The Buddhist perspective offers us a far more inclusive and much more empowering view. We all, every single one of us, have the exact same potential for growth, happiness, and abundance. We are all interconnected, and we all have access to the same source of universal energy that animates all of creation. The energy that accompanies this super full moon is a gift available to anyone and everyone who is open to receiving it. It's not about the sign you were born under or the date that is on your birth certificate. Instead, it's about the choices you make in this very moment and the person you consciously choose to become. We all have the innate ability to tap into our own wellspring of wisdom, to awaken to the light of our inner truth, and to live lives that are filled with abundance in every sense of the word. If we cultivate the conditions for positive growth within our hearts and minds, this super full moon will assist us in that transformation. Therefore, let us consciously release the limiting notion that we are in some way lacking, that we are unworthy, or that we are somehow not among the chosen few. Instead, let us each choose to focus on our own unique journey, our inherent strengths, and our boundless potential. This super full moon is a beautiful and timely invitation for each and every one of us to embrace the power within. This invitation is not dependent on our astrological signs, our social standing, or any other external factor. Allow me to share with you a modern-day story that I believe beautifully illustrates the potential for transformation that is available to us all. I once knew an individual we will call Maya. Maya had a lifetime of internal battles, a relentless voice of self-criticism, and a profound lack of faith in her own abilities. Her life was marked by persistent self-doubt, fear, and a constant hesitation to take any chances. She always played it safe, always chose the path of least resistance, and always allowed her fears to keep her trapped in a life that was much smaller than the one she desired. However, deep within, Maya held a silent longing to transform, to step into a life of greater authenticity, abundance, and joy. Then, during a period of intense self-reflection, as Maya began to consciously cultivate practices of mindfulness and compassion, she unexpectedly encountered a seemingly impossible opportunity. It was something she had longed for her entire life, something she had often daydreamed about, but she had always dismissed as unattainable. She was understandably hesitant to seize the opportunity, as she was still plagued by the fear of failure and the fear of not being good enough. However, she made the conscious choice to shift her perspective, to focus on her intentions, to cultivate positive energy, and to cultivate a deep and unwavering belief in her journey. She took a leap of faith, and although she was met with some challenges along the way, she was eventually able to create the life that she had always dreamed of. This was a life brimming with purpose, freedom, creativity, and profound joy. Maya's transformation is a testament to the immense power of intention, the importance of self-belief, and the transformative potential of cultivating positive energy. It teaches us that every single human being, regardless of their personal history or the circumstances of their birth, possesses the ability to create a life that is filled with abundance, joy, and meaningful purpose. It reminds us that the abundance we all seek is available when we begin to cultivate the qualities of compassion, wisdom, and intention within our own hearts and minds. Finally, Maya's story reveals that we must all be willing to step beyond our comfort zone, confront our fears, and embrace the journey of growth wherever it may lead us. This super full moon represents an opportunity where the transformative energy is amplified, providing us with a potent boost so that we may all take more chances in order to create the lives we all desire. This isn't about magic, and it's not about wishing for something to happen. It's about consciously choosing to align ourselves with our highest potential and diligently taking the necessary steps to transform that potential into reality. One of the most essential insights offered by the ancient wisdom of the Buddhist teachings is the profound recognition of impermanence. Nothing in the universe remains static. Every single thing is in a perpetual state of change, from the very cells that form our bodies, to the thoughts that swirl through our minds, to our emotions, and yes, even to the outcomes we so desperately strive for. We may find ourselves striving for a particular goal, such as the accumulation of great wealth, landing a dream job, or finding the perfect romantic partner. It is important to acknowledge that it's perfectly okay to have goals, to dream big, and to strive for a better future. However, we so often tend to get ensnared in the strong currents of attachment, where we tightly hold on to those goals. As a result, We suffer deeply when things do not align with our carefully constructed plans. This is why learning to let go of expectations is so crucial, particularly during this super full moon. We must embrace the reality that the universe may very well have something far grander, far more meaningful, in store for us, something that is far beyond anything we could have ever possibly imagined for ourselves. When we become overly attached to particular outcomes, we inadvertently close ourselves off to the infinite possibilities that are all around us. This, again, is not to say that we should not have goals or plans for our lives. On the contrary, the act of intentionally setting goals and working diligently to achieve them is precisely what gives our lives a sense of meaning, purpose, direction, and joy. The real goal is to have a clearly stated intention, to identify a clear path, and then to consciously release the need to control the precise outcome. We must learn to embrace the beautiful, unknown terrain that lies before us. We must allow the universe to lovingly guide our steps, trusting that all things, all moments, all occurrences are unfolding in perfect timing for the highest good of all involved. This perspective allows us to remain more flexible, more resilient, more compassionate, and open to the incredible gifts that are constantly being offered to us, even when those gifts don't necessarily fit into the narrow confines of our preconceived expectations. Let us remember that we are not alone on this path. And in that spirit, let us turn again to the teaching of interconnectedness. This is not a journey that we are meant to walk alone. When we are surrounded by a supportive community of like-minded individuals, those who are also committed to growth, compassion, and living in alignment with their highest selves, we can all uplift, support, and lovingly encourage each other along the path. Consciously reach out to your friends, your loved ones, your family members, and those who have inspired and empowered you. Share your journey with them, your doubts, your fears, your challenges, and yes, your victories as well. We can all learn valuable lessons from each other's experiences, and we can collectively grow stronger when we choose to connect and walk together. Never underestimate the power of vulnerability. Never be afraid to openly admit your struggles or to freely ask for help when you need it. And most importantly, always remember that compassion and loving kindness should never be limited solely to ourselves, but should be extended to each and every being with whom we share this earth. When we intentionally choose to help others, we are, in turn, helping ourselves. True and lasting abundance is not a solitary endeavor. It's something we create together, something we cultivate through community. The power of a group of individuals, all consciously walking towards their best versions, is immensely powerful and transformative. During this super full moon, let's consciously cultivate a sense of belonging, empathy, mutual understanding, and mutual support. By intentionally lifting each other up, we all rise together, creating a ripple effect that extends out into the world, making it a more loving, compassionate, and harmonious place for all. So, as we draw near to the illuminating energy of the super full moon, let us be mindful of its true potential, its profound meaning. This is not simply about attaining material wealth or achieving external forms of success. Rather, it is about embarking on a journey of deep self-discovery, cultivating ongoing inner growth, and living a life guided by compassion, wisdom, and a heartfelt connection to the truth of who we are. It is about aligning our thoughts, our words, our actions, and our deepest intentions with the highest version of our own selves. It is about letting go of old, limiting beliefs, embracing change with grace and courage, and consistently acting with a deep sense of purpose and intention. In the process, it becomes even clearer that the key to unlocking the door to abundance is not about finding that external prize, that winning lottery ticket. Instead, it is about choosing to cultivate inner peace, compassion, and profound wisdom, which will serve as the very foundation upon which true and lasting happiness can thrive. It is about trusting yourself, trusting in the beautiful unfolding of your own life, and trusting in the inherent goodness and abundance of the universe. It's time to consciously release the need to be chosen or to receive some form of quick fix. True and lasting abundance, it is clear, is found in the act of cultivating inner peace, wisdom, and deep compassion. It is the foundation upon which true and lasting happiness is built. So, as we draw closer to this super full moon, let us all remember that we are never truly alone on this path. We are all connected, and we all have the potential for transformation. Now is the time to release the illusion of separation and embrace the power within. Allow the profound energy of this super full moon to assist you in becoming who you are truly meant to be. This is just the beginning of a beautiful, lifelong journey of self-discovery, growth, and meaningful contribution.